Okay, good day everyone. So today we're going to present Del Monte as a firm, which is our internal and external analysis report with correlation to the agricultural industry. So here's our agenda, the industry and the external forces and the conclusion recommendations for the industry. So first off, we're going to discuss the description of the industry. Del Monte Philippines operated in the packaged food sector, producing canned fruits, vegetables, and juices. The industry transforms farm harvest into ready-to-sell goods through washing, slicing, sealing, and heat treating. The product categories include canned fruits and vegetables, fruit juices, and mixed beverages, sauce and seasonings, and ready-to-cook meals such as quick and easy.
So, for the brief background, Del Monte Philippines is one of the country's leading packaged food companies. It operates one of the world's largest integrated pineapple plantations, which allows the company to control production from farm to processing to distribution. With over 4,000 employees and a wide range of products like canned fruits, juices, and sauces, Del Monte continues to play a major role in agriculture and national food supply.
So moving on to the key stakeholders and value. For on the upstream side, the company sources crops from its own plantations and small-scale farmers. These farms are supported by suppliers of seeds, fertilizers, and machinery, along with experts who improve farming methods and sustainability. And on the downstream side, Del Monte distributes through supermarkets, small stores, food service outlets, online platforms, and export partners. Local households buy canned foods, juices, and seasonings, while international clients include restaurants, manufacturers, and large retail chains. So overall, Del Monte serves both everyday consumers and business buyers along the supply chain. So on the financial and regulatory side, banks provide capital for operations and growth, while major investors like Nutri Asia and institutional shareholders offer strategic direction. Public investors also influence decisions. Regulatory agencies ensure compliance with farming standards, labor practices, product safety, and trades requirements. For community engagement, local communities supply labor and support daily operations. Del Monte also offers livelihood and skill building programs, helping strengthen social and economic development. So these efforts build trust and long-term public support.
Okay, so now let's move on to the value chain analysis. So let's start off with the inbound logistics. And the Monte operates the world's largest integrated pineapple plantation, over 26,000 hectares, and they are in an ideal typhoon-free growing area. And plantations located near processing facilities, which results in reduced transportation costs, lower spoilage, and faster transfer of raw fruit. And processing facility can handle 700,000 tons annually, and vertical integration lowers dependence on third-party suppliers, which reduces price volatility and margin erosion. And they are also iOS certified and FSSC, which ensures high-quality handling and safe raw material processing. So one of their weakness is high machine reliance, which could make their products more mass-produced, which affects perception which for the people that may want that is handmade. And also their operations is also high fixed cost. Regardless of the demand, their sales or their profit, they might still need to pay the same amount of expenses. Okay, so the next one is Long Mountain's operations. So they have a fully integrated operation from planting, harvesting, canning, freezing, and juicing. And their facilities are modern and standardized for consistent output and qualities. Strict procedures ensure safety, but may limit agility and speed in product adaptation. Enhances through technology. They have drones, RO systems, water optimization, which improves efficiency and sustainability. So next is the outbound logistics. So they have a fully integrated operation, which ensure an efficient supply chain from plantation to market. And they have pineapple production in Mindanao is supported by nearby processing facilities, as mentioned earlier, and finished products are distributed nationwide through a wide retail and food service network. So we have vertical integration enable efficient logistics and strong quality control and reliable delivery of premium products. And sustainability efforts include reducing plastic packaging, which influences how products are packed and transported. So for marketing and sales, their target market focuses on upper middle class consumers who are health conscious and price sensitive. And for product, they offer healthy and convenient food offerings, Del Monte Kitchenomics, quick and easy, and juices. So for price, they use competitive pricing, adjusting based on market trends and competitors, and they ensure balance between affordability and perceived product quality. And for place, their products are widely available in supermarkets, groceries, retails, chains, and food services channels, and they also have a strong supply chain, as mentioned. So for promotion, they use emotional storytelling and sustainability-centered campaigns. They also integrate celebrities into these campaigns, including most notably Drew Alariano and Ann Curtis, to boost engagement. So online advertising and social media presence. For sales promotions, they offer free items with minimum purchase, season bundles, and product giveaways. So for service during and after sales, They have very limited after sales due to their FMCG nature, which is fast moving consumer goods. So warrants or repairs are not expected. Customer support channels available in hotline and email, and they are very responsive to feedback to maintain customer trust. So for procurement, 60% of suppliers are SMEs. Suppliers undergo full accreditation, so quality, delivery, performance, and competitiveness. And supplier quality management program ensures continuous evaluation and improvement. And they also collaborate with multiple partners in logistics, warehousing, and distribution networks. So for technology development, Kabuya Plan introduced, so they have RO machine system, which reduce backwashing frequency and optimize CIP rinsing times and soft water line control timers, drone program in Bukidnon and Misamis Oriental for field mapping, topography assessment, and planting assistance. These innovations improve sustainability, resource efficiency, and operational reliability. And for human resource management, they use one DMU learning management system to train their employees. And their courses include soil management, environmental training, manufacturing skills, and operational awareness. And it ensures workforce competency and aligns with quality standards. So for firm infrastructure, they have really strong processing facilities and quality management systems. And as mentioned, they are ISO certified, and which reinforces operational credibility. And they also integrated organizational structure, which supports large scale and end to end operations.
Let's now move on to the key players. First, let's look at Del Monte Philippines, or DMPI, one of the most established names in the country's food and beverage sector. DMPI is a 98-year-old Filipino incorporated company, and it operates one of the world's largest vertically integrated pineapple value chains. This means they manage everything from farming to processing to canning all the way to the distribution. In terms of scale, Del Monte runs a 31,000-hectare plantation in Mindanao, with about 9,000 hectares dedicated specifically to the high-yield MD2 pineapple variety. Right beside the plantation is their processing plant, which can handle around 700,000 tons annually. This strong farm-to-factory integration is what allows DMPI to dominate the market in FY 2024. They recorded revenues of 38.749 billion and maintained leading shares in major product categories. 95.7% in canned pineapple and 84.9% in tomato sauce. They're also a major player in exports. Around 68% of the Philippines' fresh pineapple exports to China come from Del Monte. Their value proposition focuses on premium, safe, and convenient food products, supported by strong certifications like ISO and FSSC, and a nationwide retail and food service distribution network. Next is Dole Philippines, another powerhouse in the fruit processing industry. Dolefil is a long-established processor specializing in pineapples and bananas, and it operates under the global Dole packaged food brand. Its operations are also massive. Dolefil manages about 12,000 hectares in Mindanao, specifically in Mount Matutum area, and runs canneries in Polomolok. Like Del Monte, Dole follows an end-to-end value chain covering farming, processing, cold storage, and global logistics. In terms of market position, Dole is one of the two largest pineapple processors in the Philippines. Together with Del Monte, they account for around 80% of the nation's pineapple production. Dole's value proposition emphasizes reliability and sustainability. Their farms and processing facilities are Rainforest Alliance certified, and they place strong focus on international quality standards and social compliance. They also benefit from the global distribution and branding strength of Dole, which helps position their products competitively worldwide. Next, we have Universal Harvester Incorporated, or UHI, one of the key players in the Philippine agricultural input sector. UHI is known as a leading domestic fertilizer manufacturer and distributor. The company was founded in the early 2000s and is PEZA registered, which supports its operational efficiency. Its mission is simple but strong: to champion Filipino farmers. In terms of products, UHI offers a wide range of fertilizers including muriate of potash or MOP, sulfate of potash SOP, urea and NPK blends, along with several industrial chemicals like hydrochloric acid and sodium hypochlorite. A big part of UHI's strength lies in its value chain integration. They import key raw materials such as potash and actually manufacture SOP in their own plants, giving them more control over quality and cost. They also maintain a nationwide distribution system with warehouses and dealer networks that ensure farmers across the country receive a steady supply. This level of integration allows UHI to keep prices competitive while maintaining consistent quality. In terms of market position, UHI is recognized as one of the dominant fertilizer suppliers in the Philippines. They serve a wide range of agricultural segments from rice and corn to high-value crops, and they also partner with farmers and researchers through nutrient management programs. Finally, UHI's value proposition is centered on offering premium fertilizers at competitive prices, with a strong reputation for cost efficiency and reliable supply across different agricultural regions.
Now on to the PESEL analysis, first for political. The Philippines faces regulatory uncertainty, slow reforms, and policy shifts that disrupt agriculture. Heavy reliance on food imports contributes to food insecurity, leading to public unrest when price rises. Government actions such as the 2025 rice import ban, fluctuating tariffs, and emergency price controls create instability for the agribusiness. For Del Monte, sudden rule changes affect product planning, raise logistic and compliance costs, and weaken export competitiveness. Weak coordination and delayed government support during crises increase operational risks for farms and processors. This includes soil management and environmental training, manufacturing skills, and operational awareness. This ensures workforce competency and alignment with quality standards.
So for the economic trends, the country faces food and energy price volatility with inflation hitting key crops. Most notably, tomatoes are up 155.7% according to Gamboa. And a food security emergency was declared due to persistent high prices despite tariff cuts. And also, most notably, typhoons and disasters recently caused 1 billion plus damages in agricultural losses and 979 million in infrastructure damage, according to Ocampo. These raise Del Monte's production costs, disrupt yields, delay recovery, and increase energy and transport expenses. And strategic response include supplier diversification, flexible pricing, and stronger disaster preparedness.
So for the socio-cultural aspect, first, rising health consciousness is driving demand for low sugar, natural and nutrient-rich product. This gives Del Monte a clear opportunity to expand its healthier offerings. Second, urbanization is increasing the need for convenient, ready-to-eat options, which pushes Del Monte towards more portable packaging and stronger digital distribution. And third, growing sustainability expectations, especially among younger consumers, are pressuring brands to use eco-friendly materials and provides transparent reporting. And because of all of these trends, Del Monte must continue strengthening its sustainable practices to maintain trust and stay competitive.
So, for the technological trends, Del Monte uses modern farming technologies such as drones for field mapping and early issue detection, along with upgraded processing systems like reverse osmosis and automated water controls. These innovations improve efficiency, reduce waste, and support sustainability across their operations.
Now let's move on to the legal trends. First, we have the modernization laws like RA 8435 and RA 7900. These laws are designed to support agricultural investment, and they often benefit large compliant firms such as Del Monte by giving them better access to government programs. Next are land laws, including CARP and IPRA. These, along with rising lease rates in areas like Bukidnon, increase operating costs. However, they also encourage companies to enter more formal and long-term land agreements, which can provide stability in the long run. Next, the industry is also affected by regulations on agrochemicals under PD 1144 and requirements for professional staffing under RA 12215. These add to compliance costs but help raise the overall quality and safety standards within the sector. Another major trend involves export rules and tariff changes. For example, the US is set to remove tariffs on pineapple in 2025. This shift can improve the competitiveness of firms like Del Monte, especially those that already maintain the strict export compliance. Finally, we're seeing the rise of sustainability reporting requirements, particularly those aligned with the ISSB. While this means more documentation and transparency work, it ultimately strengthens DMPI's credibility and positions them better in global markets that value sustainability.
And lastly, for the environmental trends, the Philippines is highly vulnerable to typhoons, flooding, and climate change. And as of recent, in 2025, typhoons affected millions and caused major damages, which worsened soil quality and also contaminated fields and also reduced yields. And flooding disrupts transportation routes, delays exports, and raises these logistics costs for Del Monte. These hazards require major investments in climate-resilient farming, alternative transport routes, and disaster planning to maintain stable operations.
So moving on to the state of the industry, first is the market structure. So the Philippine canned fruit and packaged foods industry operates as an oligopoly dominated primarily by Del Monte and Dole. These major players control large plantations, processing facilities, and extensive logistics networks. Because of high capital requirements, strict food safety regulations, and economies of scale, new entrants struggle to compete. This creates strong entry barriers and results in clear brand dominance from the top two companies. Competition, however, remains intense between the existing players. Both firms continue to improve efficiency, innovate product offerings, and invest in technology to maintain their positions in a mature market.
Next is Porter's Five Forces. First, we have competitive rivalry, which is high. Del Monte and Dole both compete in similar categories and markets, which is local and export. Scale, technology, and quality certifications intensify competition. Rivalry drives continuous improvements in productivity, quality, and packaging innovation. Next, supplier power, which is moderate. Del Monte reduces supplier dependence through its own plantations. However, fertilized chemicals and energy inputs are sourced globally and remain sensitive to international price fluctuations. Next, buyer power, which is high. Filipino consumers are increasingly health conscious, price sensitive, and quick to switch brands. Retailers such as supermarkets also hold negotiating power due to their large volume purchases. Threat of new entrants, low. Entry requires large capital investments, land, advanced processing technology, and strict food safety compliance. Distribution access is difficult without established network. Lastly, threats of substitutes, medium. Alternatives include fresh fruit, import juice brands, private label products, and other beverages. Health-oriented shoppers may shift towards whole foods or less processed choices.
Now for the industry life cycle, Del Monte operates in a mature stage. At this point, sales growth is steady, not fast expanding, which is typical for mature food and beverage industries. Market leaders already have strong brand loyalty and wide retail coverage, so the competition is more about maintaining a presence rather than aggressive expansion. Innovation still happens, but it's mostly incremental. Things like healthier formulations, more convenient packaging, and improvement in sustainability. And even though the industry is mature, changing consumer preferences around health and eco-consciousness continue to shape product development.
Let's move on to the supply and demand dynamics influencing the industry. On the demand side, consumption continues to grow, mainly driven by urbanization, busier lifestyles, and increasing health awareness. More consumers are looking for long shelf life and convenient food options, but they also want products that feel better for you, such as items with reduced sugar, natural ingredients, and ethically sourced materials. On the supply side, the situation is more challenging. Production is affected by climate variability, higher fertilizer and energy costs, and limited available land. Extreme weather events also cause transport delays and disrupting the flow of goods, especially for fresh produce. Despite these pressures, Del Monte is in a strong position. Their vertically integrated operations combined with digital farming tools like drones and automation allow them to maintain a more stable output compared to smaller players. And because they have a well-established supply chain, the MPI is able to consistently meet both domestic and export demand, even when farming conditions become unpredictable.
Okay, so now for the conclusion and recommendations for the industry. So for the conclusion, the Monte Philippines is a fully integrated farm to market business. So they have internal control, which improves cost, product quality, and output reliability. Also have automation, most notably drone smart agriculture robotic packaging, which boosts productivity and reduces environmental impact. So the risk is government volatility, commodity price shifts, extreme weather, and rising demand for healthier or socially responsible products. And they have advantage over rivals, which, as mentioned earlier, Dole, and so broader operations, stronger tech, and forward-looking strategy. So yeah, they have that. And success depends on linking efficient processes with eco-friendly practices and adapting to social, climate, and regulatory changes. So for recommendations for the MTI, they could build climate-smart facilities, raise fields, improve drainages, alternative delivery routes, and backup plans. And they can also diversify supply networks, and they could also scale eco-friendly approaches and adopt new tools, precision farming, live tracking, forecasting models, and offer well-focused products, reduce sugar, anything healthy. And they can monitor regulatory changes, ESG and food safety compliance, strengthen community ties, training, jobs, and joint projects, collaborate with government, academia, research institutions, expand consumer education, nutrition, food safety, sustainability, and lastly, strengthen internal monitoring and compliance systems.
So even with Del Monte's strong presence, several market gaps remain unaddressed. So the first one is there's a growing need for low-cost, nutritious food options tailored for lower-income households, especially as food prices continue to rise. Second is climate change has exposed vulnerabilities in farming and transportation routes. This creates opportunities for companies to invest in climate-smart facilities, improve drainage, and alternative logistics paths. Third is the consumers are increasingly demanding eco-friendly packaging and more transparent labeling. These expectations point to gaps in sustainability and environmental responsibility that companies must address. Fourth is the rise of digital platforms opens opportunities for online sales, home delivery services, and e-commerce integration. These are areas where the industry can still expand. And lastly, the country remains heavily dependent on imported farming inputs such as fertilizers. Reducing this dependency presents a major gap and opportunity for local production, strengthening both supply stability and national food security. So that is it for our presentation. Thank you for listening.